では続きからやっていきたいと思います。サブクエがね、たくさんあるんでやっていきたいと思うんですけど、その前に、前回の展開、まあ前々回ぐらいの展開で芝のね、力手に入れたんですけど、中身をね、見たらね、まあなんか、一時的に移動をちょっと止めたりとか、これもね、直線の範囲攻撃みたいなので、は、これはちょっといいなと思って、回避にかなり有利。まあ移動もね、かなり有利なんですけど、ダイヤモンドダストね、これは、ピオラセルにはかなりいいけど、ダメージはほぼないって感じですよね。で、なんか印象的には、こうフェニックスのね、とちょっと似てるなと思ってて、移動があるし、この二つはね、まあちょっと、フェニックスは蘇生とか回復に関係する、ここね、のあるから、また違うっちゃ違うんだけど、威力とか見てもね、まあ威力見たらバランスは違うか。ただなんかこのメインでずっと使えるやつが移動系っていうの似てるかなと思って。だから、あんまりね、今のところね、いたいなと思っていない。フェニックスを持ってれば別にいいかなっていう感じなので、一旦はね、変えずに、このまんま行きたいなと思います。では、移動したいと思います。
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
シドの昔話、久々に出ましたね。絵もあったからね、なんかシドの顔が見れるかなと思ったけど出てこなかった。お、これは、大事なものが増えましたね。サブクエでも大事なものって手に入るんだ。はい、じゃあ次のサブクエ行きたいと思うので、カットします。
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats, and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be, until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud, by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
ルボルだいぶ偉くなりましたね。そんなことになっているとは。じゃあ移動したいと思います。このままだな。この先にいるのやっと。あ、話を聞く感じね。じゃあ話しかけましょう。
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnes by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
はい。じゃあ楽勝だと思うんでね。行きましょう。あ、ここね。じゃあ、チョコボで向かいましょう。なんか何の回かな、どっかの、Spotify をね、やっていい。トルガル。トルガルが前にいたから、バツボタンを押すと、トルガルと交流の回になったけど。まあ、可愛かったな。チョコボ乗ろうとしたけど、トルガルがなんか、慣れてほしい感じに見えて可愛かったな。話戻るんですけど、Spotify をね、Spotify とかのラジオの番組をちょっとやっておりまして、そこでね、会話した内容が、FF16 の、まあ、つきましたね。FF16 というか FF7 だとチョコボに乗っている間はね、チョコボの曲がかかると思うんですけど、 FF16 ってどうだったかなっていう話をちょっとねしてまして、で今ねふとそれを思い出しまして、意識して聞いてみたら、チョコボに乗る瞬間だけですね、チョコボの曲がかかるのは。一瞬かかって、で、あとはもう、特に。普通に何もなく、環境音が流れるという感じですね。ちょっとさすがにこの数は、なかなかの数振りだな。まあ、ただこういう時のね、ラムーンで。ああ、増援。終わりました。いや、なかなか楽なだいぶ楽な雑魚戦でしたね。
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running.
But we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmek born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
まさかのルボルがねベアラーだったことがバレて街中がちょっと混乱してますけど、っていうか本当にこの世界の人はベアラーに対しての扱いがひどい昔からですけど。
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
なんか調子悪いなと思ったけど、これバグだな。あ、バグ。さっき会話してる時からこれ発生してたの気になる。なんか表示のバグ嫌だよね。何これ。やばいバグが起きている。一回村出た方がいいか。一回出てもう一回入るか。あんなバグ皆さん怒ったりしてます？あんなバグは皆さん見たことありますでしょうか？どうしたの急に。今まであんなバグ起きてなかった。びっくりだわ。一旦ちょっとチョコボ乗ってちょっとだけ画面をね切り替え。何これ。 え、ヘルダイバー。まあいいや。ちょっと画面の切り替えを行いたかっただけなんで。もしや戻れない？めちゃくちゃ回っていかないとできない。回っていかないとダメなルート。めんどくさい。ワープします。めんどくさい。ワープします。はい。治ってます。バグが治ってます。よかった。ああいうこともあるんですね。いや、私、PS5 とかゲームやってて、PC ゲームじゃないので、ああいうバグの表示見たの初めてだな。じゃあ話しかけましょう。
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us.
We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor...
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do... anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
ルボル、潔がいいというか、諦めが早いというのか。どうなるんだろう、この展開。ここの砂漠はじゃあ一旦終わりって感じ？急展開だな。町のね、偉い人になるのかなと思ったら、そんなことはなく。でもこの展開だと、ルボルはちょっとクライブルね、隠れ家に来そうな感じもちょっとありますね。はい、じゃあタボール入っていきましょう。懐かしい方だ。ジョシュアの仲間だね。シリル。
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
遺跡に関することがわかるサブクエはいいですね。ちょっと楽しみだぞ。じゃあ移動したいと思います。
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly.
ここか。道がないから、ここでやったここのタイタンの通り道が開くってことね。さっき言ってたしな。はい。じゃあファストトラベルでね、移動しましょ
う。Good girl.
じゃあ新しい道を通るので、今回はね、このまんまカットせずにね、移動していきたいと思います。村に行って報告書の回収をしてきてほしいということでしたけども、遺跡に関係する人たちがの一部が住んでいる村って言ってたっけそういう話をしていたっけ、記憶が曖昧。この敵にさエンカウントした時のなんだこのアイテムのこの感じはこっちに来てしまうではないか。あ、ここタイタンの通り道だ。なんかちょっと強そうな竜いるけど無視。エンカウントした時いた。嘘でしょやめてくれよ。戦わんぞ。よしよしよしよし。チョコボ帰ってきてくれ。やめてください。やめて。戦う意志はないんだこっちには。戦う意志がないって言ってんのに。もう無駄にポーション使うか。
I needed that. Let's go.
あの竜のまさかの遺跡だ。本当に遺跡のね敵はね珍しいじゃない、めんどくさく多いからちょっと積極的にスルーしていきたいね。でも遺跡関係の話ってことはまた遺跡系の敵が出てくるんだろうな、新しい子が。今回一旦ねサブクエ消化会になってるんですけど、アカシックナックってか通常のナックですら認識ちゃんとしてないんだけど、これで地図が開いたんじゃない？ほらほら開いた。さっきまでここがなかったけど地図に表示されましたね。ファストトラベルエリアだねこれね。軌道クジェトフ。じゃあ降りましょう。
Thanks, girl.
入ります。
Oh no. You'll pay for this.
出たわ。なんとなく予感はしていたが、めんどくさいこの相手だわ。この子だね、やらないといけないのは。出て。距離やめて。よし、この子さえやってしまえば、あとはもう楽。でもこれなんか増援できそうな気がするな。増援は来ないけど、まだクライブが戦闘状態のままだね。おい、絶対アイテムあると思った。間違えた。間違えた。武器をください。もうここ最近はエリアの移動中の宝箱で武器をね、しばらくゲットしていないので、回復じゃない？回復じゃないんか。ちょっとね、武器欲しい。ちょっと強そう。ちょっと強そうだな。でもいつものあれですね。いつもの色違いって感じですね。じゃあやっていきます。終わったー。途中で増援、雲みたいなやつの増援にしかもなんか連携プレイみたいなされて、そこがちょっとめんどくさかったけど、レベルアップ。よし、これでレスキーモブ行こう。結構なレスキーモブに対抗できる気がする。回復がかなり使った。